Hello everyone, and peace of Christ to all of you. Today our topic, as you see the title, using logic and science to establish faith in Islam. I wasn't really planning for this topic, but as always, I just go to Google and type 2 words, and whatever come in my face, I just go with it. I find it very interesting that always liberals, who they are supposedly atheist, they invite Muslims to speak in their TV and their shows to promote their religion. Liberals who hate religion, supposedly fight it, believe religion is something stupid, promote totally different value, but when it's come to Islam, it's welcome. So today I saw this video here in TED show, and they always invite Muslims promoting their religion. And imagine 19 million people watch this, which is full of lies, and it's very silly too. Not only full of lies, it's a very, very silly argument and silly talk. Using logic and science establish faith and Islamic perspective. Omar Abdul. So this Abdul, he is going to prove to us the Islamic perspective or of faith and science, which I find really kind of weird that those atheists who don't believe that there is God, yet they bring a Muslim to prove to you that science and faith, they match together, and they will not invite Christians too. You see, the topic here is not to prove that faith and science match, is to prove Islam is to be true. And how it became true, we will find out. Please invite your friends, and we will go start with this topic, trying to find out what this gentleman he said about science and how science and Islam they work together. It looked like science and Islam they work together one by one, side by side. There's no different. Wherever Islam goes, science goes with it. I took all the quotation he spoke about because we will not be able to watch the whole video for copyright reason. So we will see what this gentleman he said and try to find out what is true in what he said. If there is anything really true, it's not even maybe 1%, 2%, 50%, 70%, whatever, we will see. So this man he said, and I will post on the screen what he said one by one. One of the funny thing he said, this gentleman, that Islam always asks for proof, and even the Quran says, say, produce your proof if you are faithful, not should be faithful. False translation. I mean, should I say, look who is talking? Can I say that? What if I say the same to the Muslims? What is your proof that Allah is God? Where is your proof that Allah is even exist? You don't even know what Allah mean. So a Muslim, he says to us, well, the Quran says, bring your proof if you are truthful. But this is about what? This is about the Arab laughing at the Quran, saying this is a stupid book. So Muhammad, instead of proving them wrong, he said to them, bring your proof. Will you provide them? No, prove yourself. You know what I mean? So if you are asking somebody to prove something, if we go to the verse, let us go to the verse. and see right away how Islam goes against Islam right away. And by the way, for those who are asking about super chat, YouTube, they found that my topic is maybe hurting their feeling, so they thought they can hurt me by stopping donation, but that will not change anything. We will do what we do. I was doing this for tens of years and without getting a penny donation, and I will do it for the rest of my life. So let YouTube dream. They send me an email saying you know, there is violation, blah, 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 you know. Yeah, right, this is the violation. We are proving Islam to be false. Those who speak about beating women in their videos and etc., still they have the donation running, but for us it doesn't work. Anyway, and here you will see the verses which is mentioned, this bring your proof. All of them, instead of Allah giving them proof, He is asking for a proof. Aren't you Allah? Have you ever heard of God asking for a proof? You are the one who can provide proof in the blink of an eye. Chapter 2, verse 111. And they say, who? The Christian and the Jews. None will enter paradise except the one who is a Jew or a Christian. Say, produce your proof if you are truthful. I mean, have you ever heard of a silly argument? We are talking about the future, the unseen. There's, I mean, what about you prove first that there is heaven? Maybe there's no heaven. So in order to answer the Christian, you say to them, bring us your proof. Well, their proof is their book. And what you give them? You give them a verse, which means from a book. So look how silly the argument. They said something, Allah want to prove them wrong, so He says to bring your proof. What about you bring the proof? You know what I mean? How you can prove or disapprove this? That is very silly. So this guy, he took a verse from the Quran, which is a silly verse, which showing the disability of the founder and the maker of Islam, not the opposite. And look what Allah says to answer the Christian who says they will go to heaven and they will go to Jews and Christians. He says, you know, those who surrender to Allah is the one who will go to heaven. How are you, Arabian Nightmare? Yeah, I remember you. I called you 3-4 times in Skype and you did not answer. You want to call me again? I saw that you like to debate me. I don't mind to take something for a snack. Do you like to debate me now, Mr. Nightmare? I did not eat anything yet. So if you like, give me your Skype again. I will search it and I will call you. Type your Skype name. As long as you claim to be a hero. We called you many times, you never answer. I'm waiting for you. So look here. Suppose you are talking about logic. This is the title of the video was. We are talking about logic and science. Okay, give me your Skype. Otherwise, I will block you here too. I don't have time for kids. Give me your Skype. I will call you. Actually, let me open Skype. You know, those mostly he's a kid. They asked me to call them, debate them, then we call them, and then they never answer. And then they say, why you blocked me? Because you're a kid. Let us see if we can find your name. Are you in online? Go online. I will call you right away. I'm just looking for your name in the block list. Looking in the kids section. We have a picture of a guy. He's maybe 60 years old, but you know, he talked like a kid. Okay, looking for your picture. Here we go. Okay, Abdul. You don't even call yourself a Muslim name. Call me now. Go ahead. Here we go. You're unblocked. You know what? I will call you. If you don't answer, we will get rid of you from here, from Skype, and from there too. Because maybe mostly you are just looking for disturbing us. Here we go. Answer. So, Mr. Nightmare, Abdul, are you going to answer or not? Shall I keep you shaking in the street like this? Potato. So you see why I blocked you? Why you blocked me? Christian Prince, why you blocked me? Why you blocked me? I'm a Muslim. I want to debate you, Christian Prince. Why you blocked me? Right? And now you will go to mommy and say, Christian Prince, you blocked me, and you are 70 years old. Why you blocked me, Christian Prince? Christian Prince, I'm going to rip you off pieces. Get your glue, Christian Prince. Do you buy the glue, Christian Prince? Yeah, right. Everybody's laughing at you. You brought this to yourself. Anyway, and I showed the call and screen so people will see that I'm calling you, not someone else. So you asked me to call you and you don't want to answer. Anyway, let us go back to the topic. Christian Prince. And Christian Prince, by the way, he keep running from us, Christian Prince. I am here almost every day for many hours, and where are you Muslims? Where are you scholars? Where is Christian Prince? So going back to the logic of Allah, the logic of Allah is, don't think, don't be smart, otherwise you get me busted. Do you take instead of him God? Bring your proof if you are truthful. I mean, what is that? So if somebody, he is a Buddha and he worship Buddha, I say to him, bring your proof. If you are truthful, you are the God. You are the one who should bring proof for them that you are God. Correct? What to bring your proof? Those people, they don't cannot prove. What do you mean proof? This is a belief. This is faith. That's why it's called faith. So what about your God, who is supposedly God, who can make things happen in the blink of an eye? Isn't it the Quran says if Allah wants something, he can say be is going to be? Okay, make a miracle, says okay, this mountain will be destroyed in a second. The Arab, they keep asking Muhammad for a miracle, and Muhammad could not produce any. Any. And we can show you tons of verses. Chapter 2 verse 118 as an example. They say, why does Allah does not speak to us, or there come to us a sign? So you are asking them to provide a proof. What about you give a proof? They are the ones asking you for a proof. Muhammad, he say he is God, messenger, and Allah is the God, and people they say, okay, let Allah speak to us, or provide you a sign. That's all. So what Allah answers saying, oh, provide your proof, and look how he answered too. Read this. Never will the Jews and the Christians approve of you until you follow their religion, which is stupid, because you cannot follow the Jews. You cannot be converting to a Jewish religion, because a Jew is somebody is born of the tribes of Judah. It's not you converting to make you a Jew. So this is stupid. Secondly, well, I can say the same. Never the Muslims will be approving you Christians and Jews until you follow the religion. So he could not provide a miracle, and the answer is the Christian and the Jews will never believe in you. Here we go. We have this Abdul calling. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, Mohammed. And how are you?
This is Jeffrey.
Okay, Abdul. How I can
you called me last time. I debate you. You said I don't know why Christian believe in Jesus. I don't know.
Are you a Muslim or a Christian?
I'm Muslim.
Okay.
I
what,
don't know.
So what do you want? So what do you want to tell me about Jesus? Go ahead.
Yeah. Why Christian believe Jesus? Why not Muhammad? Why?
What does that mean?
Why Jesus so big? Why everyone believe Jesus?
So you are saying to me Muhammad is so small, Jesus is so big?
No, I'm asking you. I ask you.
Yeah.
Why everyone, all you Christian, talk bad about Muslim?
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about Islam. Don't you see? I'm talking about the Quran.
Why Muslim talk bad? Why Christian talk bad about Muslim?
We are not talking about the Muslims. We are talking about Islam. Are you deaf?
Yeah. Okay. So why everyone talk about Islam?
Okay, because Islam speak about us. So why? Okay. Hold on. Okay. Do you see Abdul? Do you see the verse? Do you see the verse in the front of you on the screen? It says Allah is attacking the Christian and the Jews. So you are saying why we Christian try to answer Allah, huh? But Allah have the right to call us names. Allah, he call us pigs, monkeys, kuffar, najis, dirty, all kind of names. So you agree that Allah have the right to call us all names, and you Muslims, you call us the name too by reading those verses and spread them around, and we cannot answer, say we are not dirty, we are not kuffar.
Okay, no. But I see what you say. But why Christian always get mad at Muslim? Why?
Look, are you stupid or what? I'm talking about Islam. You
rude.
I get mad. I get mad of Muslims like you because you are being silly, stupid. You are being silly and stupid. Now I'm asking you. Do you think that it's? Do you think that it's okay? Do you think it's okay to call somebody dirty because of his religion? Do you agree with that?
But why am I stupid? Why am I stupid?
Because you are speaking as if we are talking about Muslim. We are talking about Islam. So stop playing games. I'm asking you, is it okay to say to somebody you are dirty because he have different religion?
Different what?
Religion.
Yes.
So it's okay for you to call me filthy, dirty just because I'm a Christian, and now you are complaining, saying why you attacking Islam, right?
No, but that's Quran. That's not me.
So Quran, we are talking about Quran. I'm answering the Quran that we are not the filthy. The one is filthy is Allah. So shut up and get lost. Let your dad call me. You are 60 years old, but you are talking like a donkey.
No, me. Me 54.
Yeah, 54. The stupid idiot. So he have no problem that the Quran call a human being just because of his religion discriminating us, filthy, dirty, just because we are not from Islam. It's okay. This is Quran saying that. Yeah, so well, Quran says that I have the right to say the opposite. I say the one is filthy is Allah, because he is discriminating in humans and he is not teaching equality between mankind. Stupid. You are a certified donkey. We talk about green, he speak about yellow. We talk about blue, he speak about red. Now we go back to our topic. It's my fault actually to take even your call. Obviously you look like a fool from your text. So if we go back to our topic, this Muhammadan who said, bring your proof if you are truthful. After that he started bringing us the proof that Islam have proofs. So let us review the proofs one by one. What is the proof this gentleman he provide in TED show? Let us see. He said that the Quran have the following teaching. This is a book about which there is no doubt, a guidance for those conscious of Allah. Very funny translation. There's no doubt in this book. We just saw the Quran saying that they are asking him to provide the proof. What do you mean no doubt? And the second you say there's no doubt on it without providing a proof from Allah himself, that is stupid to say, because the people around you, they are saying to you there's a doubt, we don't believe in it. And look what the Quran, as an example, in the same page we are opening before we speak about this, it says they want to extinguish the light of Allah with their mouths, but Allah refused except to perfect his life. Okay, where is the proof? So as you see here, people are having a big doubt about this book and they don't accept this book and they refuse this book. And then he says to me, this is a book, have no doubt in it. And then he said from chapter 4, verse number 282, then do they not reflect upon the Quran? Past translation. Don't they understand the Quran? If it had been other than Allah, they would have found within it much contradiction. And here you will see something stupid in this verse. Who want to help me in what is stupid in this verse? Proving Islam to be false right away. Let me put from the website. Chapter 4 verse number 82, this one he chose it, and chapter 4 verse number 24. So we will take the one he chose it. Okay. Then do they not reflect upon the Quran? If it had been from any other than Allah, they would have found it within it much contradiction. So look what the Quran is saying. A verse before it he said that the Quran is a book of a proof. Allah asking for a proof. And then Allah is saying to them why they cannot understand the Quran, which means proving that they cannot understand the Quran. And the Muslim today, they cannot understand the Quran because it's not a book, it's a shred of paper. Like somebody, he wanted the garbage of somebody somebody was shredding his mail and trying to put it together. This way the Quran verses before it have nothing to do with the verse after it. So the Quran is saying, if this is a book other than Allah, and here we notice a big stupid mistake again, because the same verse assuming that everybody who is reading this verse believe in Allah, which mean Muhammad is speaking to people who they are pagan but believe in Allah. You know what I mean? He did not say to them it's not from God. The word there is not God. The word there is Allah, which is the name of the God supposedly of Islam. But as you see, this is not the name of the God of Islam only. This is the name of the God of the pagan Arab. This is why he's saying to them, if this is not from Allah, your God, you pagan, your God who is Allah. So if you think this Quran is not coming from Allah, you are mistaken, because then you will find a lot of contradiction in it. Are you getting my point? So this verse proves two things: that the God of Islam and the God of the pagan Arab is one God, is the same. Islam is a continued process of the pagan Arab God, or what Muhammad trying to prove to them, that I am from that God. Do you understand? Or what he's saying, Allah sent me, your God, but this is the God of the pagan Arab. Even the Muslim, they say the pagan Arab. So how they are pagan and yet their God is Allah? How they are pagan and their God is Allah? Now if we go back to this gentleman statement trying to prove in TED show that Quran is something valid, why they don't reflect the Quran? If this is not from Allah, you will find a lot of contradiction. Who is a Muslim is willing to call me and choose anything of his choice, as long as we are talking about science and faith, anything proving science and the Quran and even faith, and I will show you the contradiction. Guys, stop asking me to call him back. If you want to call him back, you call him. I don't have time for kids. You guys are here just coming for spanking somebody. Just leave the idiot alone. Call him back. We call him already. What we would do if you call him back? What he will say? Don't you notice he's a fool? Are you a fool too, who like to listen to fool? So when you say to me, if this book is not from Allah, you are making a mistake right away, because you just said to me, assuming that I believe in Allah. So now if I try to prove contradiction, I'm trying to prove that this is not from Allah, as if I believe in Allah. Are you getting my point, guys? Are you getting my point? Are we listening? So the challenge itself is stupid. It's like speaking to an atheist saying, if this book is not from Jesus, prove to me, show me contradiction. So that's mean I'm assuming that the atheist, he believe in Jesus. And this is a pure stupidity. But most of us, when we read, we don't think deep, and we don't find like, okay, there's something wrong here. How this can be true? How you say to somebody who don't believe, if this is a book not from Allah? Because by saying that, you know, you make assumption that the person you are speaking to, he believe in Allah already. All what he need is just to prove that this book from Allah. So me and you, both of us, we believe that this is from Allah, and now, okay, let us see if this is a book from Allah. But this is not the case, especially for the guy who is presenting to his audience who none of them believe in Allah. right? Do we have any Abdul would like to call us? Anyone? Now let us continue with the stupidity, and stupidity is my enemy. As long this gentleman, he said, he mentioned this, that if this book is not from Allah, you will find a lot of contradiction. Will name for me a chapter is not a contradiction. I will go back a little. To show you a clear contradiction. Chapter 2, verse number 120. The Jews and the Christians, they will never approve you until you follow the religion. So why the Muslims, they say there's many Christians believe, and not only that, the first one who believed in Muhammad was Khadija, and they claim that she was a Christian. Do you see the contradiction? Do you understand me, guys? If the Christians and the Jews will never approve you, that's mean the Christian and the Jews will never approve you. That's it. You see, he did not say some of the Christians, some of the Jews. No, the Christians, the Jews. وَلَن تَرْضَى عَنْكَ الْيَهُودُ وَلَا النَّصَارَى. That's what the verse say in Arabic. And anyone who speaks Arabic, you know that's what it says. حَتَّى تَتَّبِعَ مِلَّتَهُمْ. So no, neither the Jews, neither the Christians, they will accept what you have unless you follow their belief. So who are those who converted to Islam according to Muslims? Who is Khadija, the Muslim? They claim that she was the first one to convert to Islam. Khadija, the wife of Muhammad, from between all the women. Who is Waraq ibn Nawfal? Who Muhammad, he went to him supposedly, and he is the one who told him that the angel, his name is Jibril, and this is why he squeezed him as mayonnaise. You just said they never. This is a contradiction. However, as long as we are talking about science, we have a bigger, huge, crazy contradiction. And as long as this guy, he mentioned some scientific quote, I quote, facts in the Quran, let us talk about them. All right. Let us see which one he said. I took a snapshot of his video. You know, he mentioned that in the Quran, as an example, there is where it says that the day for Allah is 1,000 years, and the other verse saying the day of Allah is 50,000 years. And he says this is appear in the beginning to be a contradiction, but in fact it is not. The day of the judgment day is 50,000 years. Okay. If we go with you to understand what the word day mean, what day? You see, in the Old Testament it says a day for God is equal to 1,000 years of our timing. But this is not necessarily to be really what it is. It's a meditation that God, time for him is nothing. Time is exists for us. You see, time actually is the only thing you can prove things with it. Time. The rest cannot be proven without time. It's like somebody, he shoot a bullet, and then you want to prove that there was a bullet. How you can prove that there was a bullet? You cannot see it. Simply just to slow the speed, and then you can prove that there was a bullet flying on the air. Correct? So what was the issue for us? We were not able to recognize something. Time. Because we are limited in ability to recognize. So if any object go in a very fast speed, then we cannot even prove its existence, for it was so fast. I don't know if what I'm saying is clear for you guys. Let us say there's a person, he's walking in front of you, but he walk in a speed of 500 kilometers an hour. You cannot see him, but he exists. You know what I mean? But his existence for you is not exist, because simply you did not see. But he is there. Just because he's so fast, we cannot see, because our eyes, the mechanism of our eyes cannot reach that speed. We cannot match with it. So our eyes is slow, and the time it's going in his speed compared to the time we can see the object is so fast, so he goes before even we can capture the image. So when they say to us, indeed the day of your Lord is like the 1,000 year of your count, if you are saying this is an actual day, well, we have a problem here. If an actual day, and this actual day is for God, and by the way, the Bible says same exactly, but it was a metaphorical about that time, doesn't mean anything to God. So for you it sounds like 1,000 year, for God is like a day. But there's no day for God. When God created the earth and the heaven, he says this is the first day, this is the second, this is for us. For God there's no day and there's no night. So when the Quran speak about that the judgment day will be 50,000 years, then we need to examine what a day mean in Islam. Any Muslim can call us and tell us what is day according to the Quran. What they mean. You will see Zakir Naik saying, brother and sister, in the Quran it said that Allah created the earth and the heaven in 6 days, but 6 days means 6 period. 6 period? 6 period? Yes, suddenly the 6 days became 6 period. Why? Because he's trying to match the Quran with science. So they changed the word day into period. But Muhammad, who cannot stop talking, he got them busted with their lies. But they can fool you if you are an ignorant who do not know. Look what Muhammad said. How Allah he created the world? Allah the exalted, the glorious, he created the earth in Saturday, the mountains in Sunday, the trees in Monday, and he created Adam Friday afternoon. So they lie to us and they say this is about period, which is millions of years, but Muhammad is saying this is a big fat lie. I never said that. And even he says Allah he created Adam Friday afternoon and night, in the approach of the night. Do you see it? They lie in order to fabricate science. So if we say that the verse there is speaking about a day, 2 different days, one for the normal day, our life, and one for the judgment day. But how normal day in Islam happened? Let us take a look. Muhammad he explained how the day happened in Islam. And we spoke about this many times before. I was sitting behind the Messenger of Allah, SAWSFM shortwave, who was riding a donkey. While the sun was setting, he asked, do you know where this set? I replied, Allah and his apostle know best. He said, which means Muhammad, it's set in a spring of boiling water. This is how the day happened in Islam. Inca, I'm trying to understand your Arabic. I don't know. You can type for me in Arabic instead of typing in English. Secondly, my friend, you should not use the word Allah. Allah is not our God. You as an Arab, you've been forced to use that word. We have nothing to do with Allah. It is the word of the pagan Arab. So you can pose for me your question in Arabic. But try to focus with us in the topic, please. So when the guy he was standing in the video speaking about science and faith, why you did not mention to the people that according to Islam the sun set in a murky water, boiling water? Using logic and science establish faith. Okay, I already believe in Islam right now after I learned from the Prophet that the sun set in a murky boiling water. That's it. Logic and science establish faith. Now my faith established in Islam immediately. I mean, who can resist that? So they bring a guy, they put him in the stage, he keeps saying to you blah 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 blah, and he quote 2 verses from the Quran and supposedly this is the presentation of science. And you, the fool who watched the liberal program, because TED is a liberal program, they invite only people who promote Islam, never the opposite. You sit and you listen without using your brain, and if you try to use your brain, they kick you out, like what YouTube is doing to me. This is science. We have a Muslim here saying, hold on, Mirza, you know Mirza, right? The guy who liked my voice. How are you, Mirza? Mirza says, Bible got many scientific errors. For example, when the guy was in the high tower, he saw the corner of the world. What does that mean? The earth is a flat? No, that means you are a donkey. Because this is not about the tower. This is about the Satan. He have a power to show you all kingdoms of this earth. He's powerful. He was an angel. It's not about height. So this is your own understanding. However, let us assume for the sake of argument, the Bible have a lot of error. That will not save you from having stupid Quran. So look what you are saying. You're trying to prove to us Islam is okay by saying, okay, the Bible have errors, which is not true, by giving your own interpretation. But still you follow Islam, even though we just showed you that your prophet believed that the sun set in a murky water. The Bible never speak about a flat earth. That is your fantasy. Actually, the Bible speak about the globe of the earth. The globe of the earth. So this is a knowledge was provided by the Bible long before science. And let us see the verse together in Isaiah 40. It is he who sit above, this is a translation saying the word circle of the earth, and its inhabitants are like the grasshopper. It is he who stretch out the heaven like a curtain, and even science proof, and even Muslim they use that in the Quran, because Muhammad he copied this verse, he put in the Quran about the heaven. But Muhammad he meant by it that Allah he will extend, not like a curtain. Here it's more clear, it's about, it's like a curtain and he spread it. So what do you want more clear than this evidence that none of the Bible people believe that the earth is flat? How you can say that the people of the Bible they believe the earth is flat, and with the existence of such a verse? And not only that, even the Bible says that it is he who hang the earth on nothing, in the space, while your Quran saying that Allah he left the sky in a columns which we cannot see. Let us go to the Quran. And the Quran say clearly too that the earth is flat. الله الذي رفع السماوات بغير عمد ترونها. It's Allah who left the sky with the columns you cannot see. Which means there is a pillars, but you cannot see. You cannot see it, but there is. And we can go to the Islamic interpretation to see what this verse means. Chapter 13, verse number 2. Let us hope this website will work, because it's run by the government of Jordan, and this government run nothing. I don't think it's going to open. This website is the same as the king of Jordan. It don't function. Okay, let us go to Ibn Kathir then. This is what you believe. Try not to laugh, Mr. Science. Okay. Read carefully, guys. This is not my interpretation. This is the Muslim Muhammadan Abdul interpretation, not my interpretation. Remember, without any pillars that you can see, meaning they are pillars, but you cannot see them. Do you see it? Do you see it? Where is the Abdul who want to tell us about science and logic? This is the science and the logic of Islam. See, I told you this website will not work. Here we go. It's run by the government of Jordan. Have you ever heard of something run in the government of Jordan? Nothing. You have to refresh now again. So there is a visible and there is invisible. If you go to the chapter, if you remember, we have different chapter. Qaf. Who remember Qaf? Qaf. Okay, what Qaf is? The Muslim will explain to us what Qaf. Qaf supposedly is a mountain. And from his narration in the authority of Ibn Abbas, he said, interpretation of Allah saying Qaf. He says, it is an azure mountain overlooking this world, and the color of the sky takes from it. Do you see it? There's a mountain surrounding the earth, and the earth is flat, Because the only way you can make a mountain surrounding the earth is having an earth with an edge. Correct? Is that correct, guys? It's like a table. Otherwise, if the earth is round, there's no mountain can surround in the earth. That's impossible. Because you surround what? It's a ball. It's not you know. So this is a mountain surrounding the earth, and it's an azure mountain, which means the color of it is blue. And here Allah trying to explain to us why the sky is blue. Well, the sky is blue because the mountain, which is like the walls around the earth, those are the pillars which we cannot see in the other verse. And then the guy in the video, he says to us, using logic and science to establish faith in Islamic propaganda. I'm really convinced that science bring me into Islam. And by the way, if you search in YouTube, you will find thousands of videos made by Muslims fabricating science in the Quran. And look at them. Who is a Muslim when I call me to show me one scientific thing in the Quran? One scientific thing of your choice. Anyone? This is all is the propaganda of TED show. Look at those. All those are invited to promote Islam to the liberals. Christians are not welcome. Me, I'm not welcome. So who is the Muslim would like to give us a call and show us the science? Until now we see nothing but madness. And actually one of those things is enough to prove that Islam is false. I do not need to read the rest. The sun set in a murky water. How Allah created the baby? You want to see how Allah created the baby? You will die laughing. Look at this. I will use a verse Muslim they use always to make a miracle of it. Allah claimed that Allah He made the baby from a drop of a sperm. The drop of a sperm by itself is a mistake, because only one semen go and fertilize the egg. Correct? There's no drop of a sperm. Change the translation. Maybe you don't like it, brother. Change it. Yusuf Ali, all of them Abdul. Then we made the sperm into a clot. Okay, who is the idiot in the world who want to believe that the sperm transform into dead blood? Give me his name. That's science. Muhammad, or sorry, Dr. Muhammad, he explained more to us, because you might be confused about what Muhammad he meant. So let us see what Muhammad he meant by that. Read with me, please. How the baby is created. Muhammad he said, when the drop of semen remain in the womb for 40 or 50 days. Is that true? That you are as a semen having vacation in the belly of your mother for 50 days? Isn't it Muhammad he speak from Allah? وَمَا هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَى. Nothing he say but inspiration from Allah. as I know, and you can search right now, that sperm can live of a maximum of 5 days. So what 50 days? This guy Muhammad is sending your sperm all the way to Indonesia to have a vacation. In 50 days I can go to Indonesia and Hong Kong and China and Philippines and Thailand and Malaysia, and go back to Italy and France and Germany, and go back to USA and visit New York and San Francisco and blah, 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 and yet still I am a sperm in the belly of my mother. Isn't this a science? And then what after? After you are a sperm having fun watching TV in the belly of your mother, eating a carrot for 50 days, according to Muhammad, angel will come and will say, Allah, he will be good or evil. What? This is the second step? Yeah. The second step, Islam will believe that you are programmed insect. You are like insect. What insect do? They do not need to learn skills. They are programmed. So insect go from the egg right away. If she is a bee, she acts as a bee. She do not need training. Good or evil. So why you are going to punish us for being evil if you are the one who decide we will be good or evil? Have you ever heard of a stupid religion like this? So Allah, he decide for you when you are a sperm. You are not yet a human being. You are a sperm now. Sperm like in the womb of your mother. Muhammad is a joke. Thank you. And let them invite me and I will not hide my face. What do you think? And who told you, by the way, I hide my face? I did hundreds of seminars live in front of people, including Muslims. You are stupid. Just I don't go on YouTube. "50 days as a sperm, and then the angel come and he ask, hey Allah, he will be good or evil? And both things will be written, which mean all what you would do as good and evil will be written, programmed. Then the angel will say, male or female? Like what the heck, the guy? What male or female? And by the way, Muhammad, he claimed that the last thing will be male or female, which means after you are totally created. First, you are a drop of semen. Second, you are a congealed blood, dead blood. Then you are a flesh. Then the angel will ask, oh Allah, male or female? That is science. And TED show is bringing us a speaker who speak about science. Very interesting. I'm really convinced. And then this Muhammad, and he said, and I'm quoting from his video, no scientific error in the Quran. It is he who made the sun shining light and the moon is the rived light. Okay. And the guy in the video, he says, I have no idea. I have no idea that the sun, the light of the moon is a reflection of the sun. Wow, you are 35, 40 years old. You have no idea. Now you discover that. Okay. You never been in school. No problem. Chapter 10, verse 1, verse number 5. But let us see if this is true. It's a lie. It's a lie as usual. Let us go. Chapter 10, verse number 5. The same verse he chose. Okay. Read carefully. This is the Muslim translation. It is he who made the sun to be shining in glory and the moon to be a light. Where there it says reflection light. Anyone see the word reflection? Now, if they are saying that the word nur, you see here, if you guys don't speak Arabic, but we can explain a little bit for you. The Quran saying, هو الذي جعل الشمس ضياء والقمر نورا. So Shams, which means the sun, is ضياء. ضياء, which means like strong light. And the moon, light. But this is normal. I mean, you can see it and you can feel it with your own. You did not discover anything that the moon is a light and the moon have a strong light. I mean the sun. But if we go with the Muslims fabrication saying that the word nur mean reflection light, and this is the word nur. I'm going to take a snapshot because later I'm going to compare it to other verse so we can put them side by side. Let us take selfie. Remember, the Muslim, they just say that the word nur mean what? Reflection. But didn't we few minutes ago we says that the Christian, they try to distinguish the light of Allah? Huh? Let us see. All those verses using the word nur, all of those. But let us take the short one because they are easier. Do you see the word nur? Nur? Okay. We will choose one of them, doesn't matter which one, because both they are saying the same, it's just repeat. Let us go and take 661 8. The word nur appeared twice. Nur wa nurihi, which mean they are trying to distinguish the nur of Allah, and his nur will not be stop even if they wish, or even if they hate that. But this is the same one they say that when he spoke about the moon, it was about reflection of light. You know what I'm saying? They say that the word nur mean reflection of the moon. So the sun was shiny and the moon was nur. Let us put the two words. Do you see what I'm talking about? So if the word nur, just because it appear after the moon, make it reflection light, that means the light of Allah itself is a reflection. It's the same word. Not a single letter is different. Not only that, Allah himself is nur. Let us show you the verses. All those verses. Speaking of that, let us take this verse. Allah is the nur. Do you see it? Allah نور السماوات والأرض. Let us zoom in. Do you see the word Nur again? Allah himself is the Nur. So if the word Nur means reflection, that means Allah is the reflection of someone else. Do you see it? So do you see how they fabricate science, which is proven if we take and accept it, that Allah is a reflection of someone else, which means Allah is a fiction, because when you say reflection, it means it's not real. And this is the word Nur from their video, and this is the word Nur from the verse. You compare, even you don't speak Arabic, but it's clear. Nur, the one in red, we have a line underneath of it in red, and Nur there. You see it? All right, my friend, we can talk later about translation. So why they lie to us? You see how they fabricate science? They say the Quran is speaking about the moon is reflection. The light of the moon is reflection. Where it says that? Not a single place. And if we accept what they just say, they just destroyed Islam, because that means Allah himself is reflection, because the verse says Allahu nuru samawati wal ard. Allah himself is the light of the sky and the earth. And not only that, Allah even he described how his nur function. Anyone knows what I'm talking about? Allah, he is like an olive tree. And he is like a lamp. The same word nur appear again. You see it? You know here. Allah, the light of the heaven and the earth. The example of his light is like a niche, which is a lamp, and the lamp within a glass, and the glass as if it were a pearly white, brilliant star. So how the nur was a reflection, and now is saying it is shiny. And by the way, it doesn't say star, it says kawkab. Kawkab mean a planet, shining planet. Light from oil of a blessed olive tree, neither from the east nor from the west, whose oil would almost glow, even if untouched by fire. Light upon light. Light upon light. That's funny, by the way, because light upon light does not make two light. Is the light, is Allah light, is one light or two lights? Is he a double light? Any Muslim can tell us what's going here? What do you mean Allah is light upon light? Which light is upon the light? Which one is the first light? Which one is the second light? So here you see how they lie to us, saying that the moon light, nur, is reflection, because Allah himself is a light, is a nur. Silly. No, my friend, I don't go to Pal Talk. Any Mohammedan have something to say? And look like Friday is not really a good day to do live broadcast. Only we have less than 600 people. Maybe we should have changed our schedule. Make it maybe 2 days a week. Sophia Melby, Jesus is a prophet. Okay, Sophia, can you show me a prophecy of Jesus the prophet in the Quran? Can you show me a prophecy of Jesus the prophet in the Quran? Can you show me a prophecy of Muhammad the prophet in the Quran? I mean, Muslim, they are copy paste. Jesus is a prophet, Muhammad is a prophet, even Adam is a prophet, even Alexander the Great is a prophet. Trust me, if Muhammad he met Michael Jackson, he will make him a prophet. Is it Trump a prophet? I think Trump is a prophet too. Anything come in the way of Muhammad, he make him a prophet. By the way, I can show you that in the Quran that an ant became a prophet. You want to see that? Let me show you. An ant, literally an ant. Let me get you a picture of an ant. Hold on. Because they might understand yet what I'm talking about. Let me introduce to you Prophet Ant. According to Muslim, by the way, the ant, in order to be a prophet, it has to be white. You can't be a black and prophet in the same time in Islam, because this is a racist cult, which is absolutely proven Islam to be false, because your color have nothing to do with your quality. What if I show you that in Islam ants are prophets? Let us go. What is a prophet? What is a prophet? The one who God inspire. The Quran says that Allah inspired the bees. Let us start with the bees. Allah inspired the bees. And this is the word wa'awha. Awha mean inspire. And this is exactly what Muhammad he used to say that Allah he gave him revelation. Awha. Wahyun yuha. Chapter 16 verse number 68. The translation saying that the Lord taught the bees. That's false. It doesn't say that. Change the translator. Another Abdul. Revealed to the bees. Revealed, revelation. But this is still false translation. It's not revealed. It have to be an inspiration. Another Abdul. Here we go. Finally we got Abdul. He got it right. Mission impossible. Allah the Lord inspired the bees. Okay, what he inspired them? Tell them make your houses in the trees. Have you ever heard of this? Let us go to the ant. Prophet Ant, because this is even more crazy. Chapter 27 verse number 18. Till when they reach the valley of the ants, an ant scream saying, "Oh ants, enter your dwelling lest Salamun and his armies crush you." Okay, anyone notice why I said this ant must be a prophet from Allah? Why I said that? Who noticed with me? Let us see who of you notice what is the problem here in this verse. How this ant must be a prophet. Nobody knows? She knew the name of Solomon, correct? How the ant she knew that this guy, his name is Solomon? Let us say Christian Prince is entering a room and there's a bunch of ants in the ground, and one of the ants says, hey, hide, CP is here. How she knew my name? The guy even don't live in the place. He's coming from long far away land. He arrived to the valley of the ants, and then the ant, she said to the ants, hide unless Suleiman is going to crush you. Do you think in the time of this ant she received a WhatsApp from the KGB or something? This must be a prophet. She was inspired by Allah. And not only that, Suleiman, he laughed at her speech. See, we're talking about science. As I know, ants are deaf and mute. They don't speak. They communicate, yes, which means we can say yes, they talk, but not by saying words. They communicate by vibration and chemical. So what do you mean he laughed at her speech? He heard the ant. Anyone? Any Muslim have something to say? And the funny, Allah, he taught Suleiman the language of the ants or the birds. It was the birds. So Allah, he taught Suleiman the language of the birds, and yet Suleiman, he learned the language of the ants. Don't you think this is very funny? It's like sending me to school to learn the language of the rabbit, and I turn to understand what the horse said. Do you see it? And why Allah, he taught Suleiman the language of the birds? As long as you Muslim talk about science, chapter 18 is the biggest disaster ever in the history of any religion. Nothing there but a stupid stories, not even good for kids. Suleiman, brother, he have an army from genie and men and birds. Yes, Suleiman, he have a birds army. All the birds are his army. Chickens, ducks, sparrow, you name it. Actually, there's a story where Suleiman, he was crying because of a sparrow. His girlfriend, she left him. Oh, I find it very funny, by the way, this story coming from Islamic resource, because if the sparrow and Suleiman was affected by the story, so why Muhammad, he promised you and he allowed you to have a lot of women for sex? Some stories narrator, they say that the sparrow wife, she cheated on him. And by the way, this is scientifically correct too. The same as we find that the story of the monkey female who cheated on her husband. And then the monkeys, who they are Muslims, obviously, they stone the monkey, as you see, which is, by the way, proven to be scientifically accurate. If you go to Philippines, you will see monkeys throwing coconut at each other. Obviously, this was a stoning, but because we are a Christian ignorant, we did not recognize that they are practicing Sharia law. Isn't it obvious that they are doing stoning? Hello? And this is why I advise you never ever marry a female monkey. As you see, they cheat. They are not lawful. And then what? After that, you have to force yourself and your friends to throw coconut at her, stoning her, because she did cheat on you. And not only that, the Muslim Abdul, who witnessed this incident, he said, I too stoned it along with them, brother. I mean, it must be a true story then, because he himself, he practiced stoning. I mean, come on. He added I too to make it sound for sure it's real. Me too, brother, I stoned it. And the monkey, by the way, they did not ask him, hey brother, you join us to stone them? To stone? You join the monkeys to stone the women, the female monkey? Can I join too? True story. And yet the title in TED video, using logic and science. And what is really funny about it is saying using logic. Look who's talking. A Muslim talking about using logic. Using logic. What is the logic? If my wife, I fear rebellion from her, I will beat her. I want to use logic now. What is the logic of that? Who want to tell us? If I beat my wife, what will happen? Is that will fix the family? Is that will make us better family? Chapter 4, verse number 34. See, I'm using logic. I want to use your logic, Muslims. I told my wife to make some tea for me. And by the way, nobody did it because I don't have a wife. But sometimes I like to act like Muhammad. I imagine that there is a wife next to me and I was doing noom noom. Then the hadith says the prophet, he imagined himself having sex, but in fact he did not. So man in charge of women, why? Because they spend money on them. Really? Okay. I mean, you see the logic? I mean, this is full of logic. So why the man is in charge? Because they spend money. So if a woman, she spend money on a man, can she beat him? Can she be in charge? Any Muslim? Hey wife, make some tea for me. She did not answer. I'm going to practice Islam on her. Why? Because I spend money on her. What do you mean you spend money on her? So what does that mean? You own her? She is your property? And even if you spend money and even if you consider her as a property in your religion, why you want to beat her? And this is why Allah, he made one excel and the other of the one, because they spend of their property. So good women are the one who is obedient. Yeah, you obey, bow down in front. Actually, Muhammad, he says that good women, if she lick, what they call it in English, you know, if you have a pimple in your face and there's white thing coming from your the pimple, what you call it? What we call it in English? So Muhammad, he said pus, okay. So if a woman, she suck the pus of her husband, that will not be enough. That's not enough. Even if the pus coming from his nose. Imagine. And Muhammad, he says, if I order someone to bow down to someone other than Allah, is going to be the women bowing down to her husband, and that will not be enough. Full control of women. Women is just nothing. And then the good woman is the one is obedient, guarding their secret in which Allah has guarded. As for those whom you fear rebellion, admonish them, banish them in the beds apart, and scourge them. Translation here is not truthful, because here it says وَهْجُرُوهُنَّ فِي الْمَضَاجِعِ, we mean jail them in their rooms. You will be jailed. Why? Because your husband told you, make some tea for me, and you did not do it fast. You see here it says, and those who you fear their rebellions. It's not women doing something wrong. Some Muslim, they will lie to you, says, oh, this is what, if your wife, she cheat on you. In Islam, if a wife, she cheat, the punishment is a stone into death. He took it from the Old Testament. And as you see here, and those, for those whom you fear rebellion, they did not even do rebellion yet. Like you said to your wife, make some tea for me, and she say okay, but she is not excited to do it for you. That you fear rebellion. So what do? Admonish them, jail them in bed, scourge them. I'm going to go to your logic, Abdul. What that will do is that will fix my family. So I use violence above my women, and that will make her obedient. And look carefully. Admonish them, banish them, and scourge them. And then if they obey you, seek not a way against them. So what the purpose? Why he want to beat you? To force you to obey. The purpose of the beating is to force you to be obedience. What kind of a family we are going to establish with this logic? That I beat my wife, and then she will make tea for me, and that will make us a healthy family. Who agree with this? Isn't it Jesus says that the man, he loved his wife the same as the Lord, he loved the church? There's no love in Islam for the wife. The wife is just a product, sexual product, servant. I spend money on you, I bought you. You see, in the Old Testament, which is thousands of years before Islam, a man, he married a woman as if he bought her too, and they were discriminating women too. The Jews, they were discriminating women a lot. When Jesus came, he showed the Jews the hypocrisy of their practice about women. This is why he taught us as a Christian that you don't go and divorce and get married and divorce and get married. This is exactly what the Muslims they do, the same as the Jews before. The women, she get older, she have some wrinkles in her face, then we get rid of her and we get a brand new wife. She is 13, 14 years old. In Islam, she can be even 6 years old. And this is why Jesus says, when you marry, that's it. Otherwise, you are abusing marriage. The purpose of marriage was not for you to enjoy women in bed, but to have a family. So if your purpose not to have a family, then don't get married. And there's a huge difference between the teaching of Christ and the teaching of Muhammad. In Christianity, men are in charge of the house. But look how the Bible describes it. The man, he is the head of the house, but he is the servant of the house. The Messiah, he described the women as the church and the man as a Christ. People of who are listening, what a Christ he did to his church. Somebody tell me. As long the man, the husband is like Christ in the house, and the wife is like the church in the house. So what Jesus did to the church, he gave his life. Isn't it Jesus who washed the feet of his church? This is his church, the disciples. So the man is in charge in Christianity, but does not make him the lord of slaves. It make him a servant. He served with love. And when the woman, she returned her servant, or let us say service, she served with love, not because we are going to beat her. That's disgusting. You see, even when you cook, imagine yourself, you are cooking for somebody and you don't like this person. Even your cook will not even be good. But if you are cooking to someone you love, it's going to be really delicious because love is involved there. Even if it's nothing, even if the food is really nothing. It's not about what the food, it's going to be about how much love both of you have to each other. So if you have love, that love will make the food is, you know, spicy and delicious. Same as the house. The house of Islam, there's no love between man and women. Where is the love in this? Where is the love of the man for his wife? The man, he beat his wife. Okay, she love him now. After you did beat her and you scream at her and you jail her in her room, next morning what will happen? She loves you more. She's more addicted to your love. How this can be from God? That is impossible. And yet they say to us logic. What is the logic that if I worship a God, his name Allah, I will get 72 versions and each one of them I can see the marrow of her bones? What is the logic that in heaven there's a market, there's no buying nor selling in it except Playboy magazine? Look at this logic. Indeed, I love it when Muhammad he say indeed. When Muhammad he say indeed, it's mean this is an indeed a stupid story. The second Muhammad he say indeed, it's mean this is indeed a stupid story. Indeed, in paradise there is a market which there is no buying nor selling. In paradise there's a market and I will use a credit card. That's interesting. Okay, what they buy there, what they sell there, there's no buying and selling except, which means there's buying and selling, except what? Images of men and women. Have you ever heard of this before? In the heaven of Allah, there is a market where is no buying, neither selling, except images of men and women. And admin, please don't post any links in the website, will lead to other website because YouTube are trying to complain about those things. No Patreon, nothing. Don't post anything except for images of men and women. So whenever a man desire an image, he enter it. And you are talking about virtual sex. There we go, you have it. You get inside the image and you have sex with it. And who is the customer? Did you guys notice the customer? The customer is a man, but the images are images of men and women, which means in Islam you will be in the heaven, you can be a gay. So in heaven there's images of men and women, and then the customer only is a man. Why the woman she cannot go to that mall and buy some pictures too? What if the woman she want to change her husband? She's bored of him. So the images is for men and women, but the customer is a man. And for sure this is a true story because the prophet he says indeed. You see here, science. And the Muslims they say logic and science. I mean that's it. He said indeed. What do you want more? Do you want more proof of science? Indeed. That's it. It's proven to be true. This is indeed. Here we go. Indeed. Do you see indeed? I mean, how many times I need to lie it for you? Indeed. As long Muhammad he said indeed, it's mean even Mr. Beanie agree. Do we have any Muslim want to say anything? All right. Well, I think we are done for today. Don't forget to download the video. We are not able to keep it for long. You know, YouTube is harassing us. We cannot even receive donation in YouTube. They are doing their best trying to stop us. And actually, there's somebody before a while ago. He said to me an idea to make a channel just to make review of a product like others, so you can get support and they cannot flag you for the topic there. I don't know. I will think about it. I will review images of men and women. Maybe we put an image of a man and an image of a woman, and we review which one we will jump inside to have sex with, and then that will make the topic interesting to YouTube, and they will not ban me because I'm not talking about religion. I'm not hurting the feeling, you know, the hypocrisy. So I might do that actually, and those who like to support us, always they knew how to find our Patreon, and they can support us. All right, we do not need really YouTube. The Lord is our provider and no one else. So I want to say thank you guys for being here, and may the Lord bless you. Until we see you soon again. Christ is Lord, Islam is false. And to read more, to have more, feel free to get my books from Amazon of your country. It's translated to many languages, and actually already I have my book translated to new languages, including Russian, Albanian, Malay, but you know, too many things to do, and I'm working on them to publish them very soon. So soon we will have more languages to come and more translation to be there. So thank you. May the Lord bless you. See you soon again. Take care.